Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel. And by the video title of this video is about how can the Steelers sneak into the playoffs this Sunday? Well, first, before we get into that, I want to take a time. If you guys watched yesterday and seen the game between the Bills and the Bengals and the Damar Hamlin injury that happened on the field, it's a very horrific injury, a very scary sight to see. And I've been watching football for 14 years, and I've never seen an injury like that. I've seen some bad injuries. Seen Josh Creels, we got knocked out. Seen Ryan Shazier, the bad injury we hit like paralyzed on the field. But that right there was a very scary injury. Never seen anybody go in cardiac arrest on the field and have to get CPR on the field for like 9 minutes. That was right there was a crazy and scary injury. So hopefully Damar Hamlin pulls through. Hopefully he's doing he gets well. I know they say he's still in critical condition. His family put out a statement earlier. They said they thanked the public for all the love they sent and all the positive thoughts they sent and the prayers they send their way. I know his toy drive that people got a hold of and found and said, and they donated to it, and I think it's over $3 million now, so that's good and stuff. But that right there was a scary sight. And you know, some of the smallest hits and some of the most brutal and most catastrophic hits can be like some of the smallest ones that happen, because he came in for a tackle on T. Higgins like that, and it like you look at it normally oh, it's just a regular tackle, a regular play. He kind of got hit in the chest and hit up a little bit, and he got up and then he just fell back and just his body went into shock. It was a scary sight, something that we really you'll usually see like that on a football field. We know football is very dangerous and different things can happen. We've seen people get concussed. We've seen different things happen. People having their career cut short. Remember last year, Chris Carson had to retire because of the neck injury that he had suffered on the football field. We've seen Ryan Shazier, like I mentioned before, the back injury. He was almost paralyzed from it. He can walk now. And then we've seen Ricardo Lockett before, another Seahawks player who took a nasty hit. I think he was playing against Dallas, and he had to retire because he had a broken neck. He was almost paralyzed as well. So you see some crazy injuries on the field, and that right there was one of the most scariest ones we've seen. So hopefully he gets better. Hopefully he gets well. We're praying for him. I prayed for him yesterday twice and stuff. So guys, make sure you keep him in your prayers, keep him in your thoughts. And Hamlin, we're pulling for you. We're pulling for you, man. Okay, guys, how can the Steelers sneak into the playoffs this Sunday? You know, the formula is pretty simple. You've probably seen the formula, the math equation, on the thumbnail. How can the Steelers sneak into the playoffs this Sunday? First thing first, you got to win your game. You know, if you lose your game, then you can forget about all the other scenarios that's happening. I don't know when all the games are played. I know NFL will be readjusting the schedule and stuff. They're going to wait till after the Bills and Bengals play, whenever that game finish. I don't know if that game's going to finish on Tuesday, or today on Tuesday, or if it's going to finish Wednesday, or I don't know when that game's going to play out. But we've seen a lot of different crazy things happen before in the past, like NFL history of different teams making the playoffs and teams getting crazy upsets. Remember last year with the Raiders and Chargers, if they got a tie, they would have both made the playoffs. But if whichever team won, will eliminate the other team from making the playoffs. And the Raiders went out there and was running the ball, and they were looking at the clock. They was like, okay, if we tie it up, we're gonna get there too. And then the Chargers called timeout. It was like, hey, and the Chargers did timeout, called timeout. Maybe it's changed something like that. In my opinion, I'm not playing for no tie. I'm playing to win the game every time I'm on the field. But this time they was gonna just say, hey, you know what? We can play for the tie, get the playoffs. Both teams get in the playoffs. But this is my division rival. I'm looking to knock them out the playoffs. I'm not trying to give them no tie to give them a chance to get in the playoffs. And the Raiders ran the ball with Josh Jacobs. He got up there. They kicked the field goal with what's his name? Carlson, right? Carlson went out there, kicked the field goal, and they got the win, won the game. Now this year is a little different. We have some crazy games too. We got the Patriots going against the Bills. Now I'm not really concerned about that game a lot because the Bills, I feel like they can dominate the Patriots like they do they've been doing for the past few years like that. Ever since Tom Brady left, the Bills been dominating the division, dominating the Patriots and stuff like that. So I'm not really concerned fully about that game. It's the Jets and the Dolphins game that I'm a little concerned about because the quarterback play. I know the Dolphins going to be probably they had their third quarterback on the field. He'd be probably starting. Because Teddy Bridgewater got injured and Tua will most likely not be playing this week. But the Jets quarterback, you got Michael White, Zach Wilson. Those guys Zach Wilson. He showed some promise in here and there, different spots, but he's just not very consistent. and his leadership is not the best ever. And he has no accountability for his bad play. And like you hear him in like pressers, and you hear him talking and stuff like that, and the team kind of feel a little uneasy about him. The way the players was like, how can you say that? How can you say you feel like you didn't do anything wrong when you played 4 quarters, especially that Patriot game? You played 4 quarters and you only had 77 yards passing, and the defense held them to what was it like? Was it they had them at 3 points the whole game? 3 points the whole game, and you just couldn't go out there and just at least get a field goal, or at least let's kick a field goal, something like that. Couldn't go out there and make the right plays, make the right decisions. Then you take no accountability at all for anything that happened. And then Mike White is a guy who is very gutsy. I like his attitude, I like his confidence, but he's just not that starting level quarterback. You probably can put him in here and there. Like he's a good backup. You can put him in here and there. He might shine for you, but he's not really that starting level quarterback. That quarterback you'd be like, okay, Mike White can go out there and he's going to lead us to the playoffs or lead us to the promised land. It's not going to happen. So I'm a little kind of nervous about that game because I don't know if the Jets can beat the Dolphins by just based on like defense alone. But hopefully they can. Hopefully they can beat the Dolphins based on defense alone. I think the Dolphins are at home, so they're going to they had a home field advantage a little bit. But hopefully the Dolphins turn the ball over a few times. I know Jets defense is very good. They can get back there and cause some turnovers. The Williams brothers, you got Sauce Gardner and them locking things up. So hopefully they do that this Sunday and lock them up, and then hopefully the Bills win, and then the Steelers, we have to win. We have to win, Steelers. We win this game, then get in the playoffs. Everything else fall in place. But even if you don't get in the playoffs, still got to win this game. You want to go out with a winning season and get that little confidence for your team next year. But getting in the playoffs with this young team right here, hey, that'd be a very good experience. And you never know what could happen once you get in the playoffs. Once you get in the dance, you never know what could happen. All you need is a chance to get there. Once you get in there, once you get in that spot, all that regular season stuff don't even matter. We've seen crazy things happen before. We've seen teams come from the bottom and work their way up. The Packers, remember that one year won a Super Bowl, started as the last seed, and went through and just dominated everybody and got to the Super Bowl and won a Super Bowl. They beat the Steelers, of course, in that Super Bowl. I think we got cursed by that Black Eyed Peas performance. I got tired of hearing that song. That I got a feeling that halftime they was performing that song right there is a curse. but all you gotta do is just get a chance to get in there. And then that regular season stuff don't really matter. And then when you get in the playoffs, it's like a new season. It's like, okay, guys, they might have beat us in the regular season. They might have beat us different spots right here, but they're not beating us in the playoffs like that. It's a different season, it's a different time, different era. Nothing to lose in the playoffs either. So everything is like off the charts. Like you're not playing like coaches and anything like that. You're like, hey, we're gonna leave it all out on the field, and whatever happens, happens. So hopefully we can get a chance to get in the playoffs. That'd be a great experience for Kenny Pickett, for even not just in the playoffs last year. He was injured, banged up, but I think now he'd be healthier. So it'd be even better to have Najee healthy in the playoffs. And if the Steelers do get in the playoffs, the potential people that can play probably would be the Chiefs or the Bengals. If the Bengals win against the Bills, when that game is played out, the Bills will drop to 3rd seed, and the Bengals will drop to, I believe, 2nd seed. If that happens, because the Bengals are what, 12-3, right? No, they're 11-3. I think they might actually drop to the 1st seed. They beat the Chiefs before, so they might be 13-3, something like that. I think they can drop. I think they can either go to 1st or 5th, depending on what happens with this one right here. I think they only lost 4 games, so I think they're 12-4. I'm not mistaken. Oh, 11-4. Yeah, so they can lose the 2nd seed, and Bills can drop the 3rd seed. And then if the Bills win this game, they get the 1st seed spot, then the Chiefs be 2nd. So the 7th seed spot can either play the Chiefs or the Bengals, most likely, like that. So in those like circumstances, you're gonna play the Chiefs or the Bengals. Probably, if I had to choose one, I'd probably say I want to play the Bengals. We beat the Bengals week 1. The Bengals beat us what's that week? That was week 13 or 14, something like that. It beat us later in the season the 2nd time. But I'd rather play a team that I know. A team that I know, the team I played twice in the regular season, the team I played 2 times a year. I'd rather play a team like that I know, so we get in the playoffs, we know everything that's coming. We know what to expect. We know what to do. And the Chiefs game would be a little different because, be playing a team that you haven't played since last year, playoffs. And it'd be a little, well, actually we played them twice last year. We put them in the playoffs and we put them in the regular season last year. So it'd be like a team like that. But I feel like we have a better chance of playing the Bengals, play your rivals, and it'd be like a different type of atmosphere, a different type of game out there, and it'd give you a better sense of like the field, something like that. And it'd be like a better way. If he's like, hey, I played this guy before multiple times, so let me go ahead play him again. What 3 times can't hurt? So hopefully we can get in the playoffs. But whoever it is, we're gonna go out. I hope the team go out there and play their heart out and play amazing and go and get this W for us. But yeah, that's all I got for this video, guys. If you like this video, leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Peace out.